A couple of years ago, I walked into a car dealership just to browse. I love cars and I love to look at new things. But this turned out to be a pretty big mistake, because before I could even look at the first row of vehicles, a salesman materialized beside me, said, "Looking for something specific?" with a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. "Just browsing," I replied. "Oh, perfect timing," he says. "We've got a special today that ends in about 3 hours. What monthly payment are you comfortable with?" Hadn't even mentioned wanting to buy anything, let alone what kind of thing I might need, yet he's trying to push me into something. And for the next 25 minutes, I was trapped in a relentless sales pitch. And when I tried to leave, he actually stepped between me and the door at one point, talking about once-in-a-lifetime opportunities and how I'd regret walking away. The pressure tactics continued. Fake calls to the manager, limited time offers that magically extended when I showed some kind of resistance, and the classic, "Now what would it take to get you into this car today?" delivered at least 4 times. By the time I escaped, I felt so uncomfortable that I vowed never to return, not just to that dealership, but to any business that made me feel like a walking wallet rather than a human being. And that experience represents everything wrong, I think, with traditional sales: manipulation, pressure, putting the sale above the actual needs of the customer. And it's something that none of us really want to do. But we have to recognize there's a better way to sell, one that actually feels good for both you and your customers. And so that's what I'm going to share with you today. Today I'm going to break down a system that can transform how you approach sales. I've created a step-by-step worksheet for you to download. It's in the description below as a link. You go to our website and then you can follow along, fill it out as we go, and then you can fix your sales processes today. Every good sales encounter starts with understanding one critical thing: the journey that the customer has to take in order to feel like they've achieved what they want to achieve. On your worksheet, you'll see that that first question is, what problem is your customer facing at that particular moment? This isn't just about surface level issues, it's about the emotional impact. Now, we'll use a kayak tour as an example. Let's say your potential customers aren't really just looking for a boat ride, they're searching for something that's maybe an escape from their stressful routine, or a confidence boost in trying something new. Or maybe they want to create an experience that'll be a story they'll tell their friends for years, or create memories with family. Something like that. It's more than just a kayak ride. Now think about a specific customer of yours. They want to get from one place to another, from one situation they're in right now to somewhere where they'll feel fulfilled, but they have something that's standing in their way and they don't know how to. So think about this specific customer, and on your worksheet, describe where they want to be, the end goal that they're looking for, and where they are at right now. Include whatever causes them to look for this end goal, and then kind of think about the problems that stand in their way. Feel free to pause the video if needed as you go through this. Fill out step 1 of your worksheet, but get specific about both the practical and the emotional challenges your customers face. The good experiences I've had with salespeople, even with car salespeople, are those who ask questions when I initially get there. What are you looking for? What do you need this for? What are the things that you will use this for? Are there different kinds of opportunities or needs that this is going to fulfill? Do you need it for a vehicle that helps out with hauling your family around? Do you need it for something that makes you look good or that feels good as you drive it? What is it that you're looking for? What are your needs? Where do you want to be? Now, once you know where they want to be, then you position your business or yourself as the guide that helps get them there. This is popularized as the story framework by Donald Miller. But the truth is, you are not the hero of this story. Your customer is. Your job is to be Yoda or Gandalf or Dumbledore, depending on the kind of things that you like. You are the wise guide who helps the hero, your customer, transform and conquer their challenges. So on your worksheet, you'll answer, how does your business help solve this problem? What makes your approach unique and trustworthy? For our kayak company, that might mean offering expertise that makes customers feel safe, or creating an experience that feels personally crafted. Or maybe removing any barriers that might stop people from an adventure of a lifetime. Given the difficulty that your customer is facing, how do you guide them so that they solve their problem? Remember, this isn't about how you shine and how awesome you are, but how you help. Now, confused customers never buy, and so your guiding process needs to be clear and concise. Your worksheet will ask you to map out kind of 3 simple steps that a customer needs to take to work with you. Think of this as kind of creating a yellow brick road so clear that a toddler could follow it. For our kayak example, they might provide the following 3-step process to someone. So the first thing that someone does is to choose your own adventure. Pick between the packages that are available. Second, you book in 5 minutes or less. Sign up quickly and easily. And third, you simply show up and be amazed. They handle all of the details. Now remember, simpler is better. Cut out any unnecessary steps, any of those kinds of sales funnels pieces where you go from one thing to another to another. Your customer should be able to go through this, read it, and simply say, yeah, I can definitely do that. One of the reasons I don't enjoy buying a car from a dealership is all the hoops that you have to go through. You have to meet with different people, a salesperson, and then a sales manager, and then sometimes the boss actually comes in, and then you have to sign all kinds of documents. You have to wait in different waiting rooms. It should be simpler than that. I'm willing to take a risk with private sellers now because I don't like the unnecessary complexity of the dealership experience. So make your experience simple. People come in, they want to buy, make it easy for them to do so. Now this next step and the last step requires a little bit of empathetic thinking. This involves you to kind of get into the potential customer's head. What are they really worried about? What challenges are they going to encounter along the path that you guide them down? And how can you address those challenges before the customer encounters them? The worksheet prompts you to list potential objections and to then craft some solutions for each one. Now this is where the magic happens, because you address real fears before they become deal breakers, and this helps the client to trust you. This shows them you understand them and they feel known without having to voice their fears or their worries. Remember, a sales funnel is really just a trust funnel. They have to know, to like, and to trust you before they are willing to buy or to engage with you. For a kayak tour example, you might have someone say, well, I've never done this before. I don't understand how to even plan for kayak tours. Well, you might say, do you have zero experience with this? Our guides make newbies feel like pros. Or another question might be, well, what if the weather sucks? Well, there's always flexible rescheduling. We'll help you whenever you can. And then go beyond the obvious objections. Think about what your customers might be too embarrassed to ask, but are secretly wondering. And that's it. That's the process. First, you recognize the customer's journey, where they are in their story, and the specific problem they're facing right now. You position yourself as the guide, not as the hero, but as the trusted expert who's been there, who's done that, and can help them succeed. Third, you create and delineate a clear path forward. You eliminate confusion by offering simple, straightforward steps that feel doable and safe. Fourth, you remove objections that are there, proactively addressing concerns before they become roadblocks, showing that you understand them and they can trust you. With these 4 elements working together, something magical happens. Selling stops feeling like selling. It becomes a natural conversation where you are genuinely helping someone solve a problem they actually want solved. If you want to use that worksheet, it's not just a theory, it's a tool that can help you transform how you sell. So you can download it from the link in the description, fill it out, and start using what you figured out. Maybe share your results in the comments, or you can even email them directly to me at the address on your worksheet. I will personally review the first 10 submissions and give direct feedback. This framework can help you, and if it helps, hit subscribe, drop a comment with your biggest insight, and share maybe with your entrepreneur or salesperson friend who needs to hear this. Next week, we're going to dive into how creating a fulfillment experience can turn one-time customers into lifelong fans. Remember, the project or the problem doesn't end when you've got the sale. You need to give them something to rave about. So let's make selling and connecting with you feel less like a root canal and more like connecting with someone who needs exactly what you have to offer.